Hey guys, it's mcfixit here. We're going to be taking this Yardman 21-inch snowblower. We're going to be doing an oil change and removing the spark plug and putting a new one in. This is important to do pretty much every single year. It is often overlooked, especially on a snowblower, but it's important that you do the right changes to make sure your snowblower is ready to go ahead and go. So here are the tools and the supplies that you're going to need to go ahead and do this project. When you're changing out the oil, you're going to want a 5W30, a funnel, some kind of drain pan you can put it in, lots of towels, gloves, safety glasses, a 3/8 open end right there will help get that squared off, nut off. Then you're going to need a ratchet with about a 3-inch extension, and this is a 13/16. Then you're going to need a spark plug. This is the one that came out of it. I cleaned it up a lot so you could actually read it. It is a RJ19LM. Then you're going to want some dielectric grease. The dielectric grease goes there. A little bit of anti-seize, and that goes right there on those threads. Also have whatever other safety equipment you need to be able to do this project safely. So if you're like me and it's late autumn, this will be the first time you probably start up your snowblower. I do like to run mine empty on gas, or at least put some kind of stabilizer in it. I do run mine normally empty, so I'm not going to fill it super full, but just to where it gets a few minutes of run time. This one is an electric start, so use it when you have it, because it is very helpful. So now that this thing has been running for about 5 minutes, we're going to go ahead and unplug it. Super important. I'm going to unplug it there, and my big extension cord, just to make sure we know it is completely unplugged. And we'll go ahead and start on the spark plug first. Then we'll go ahead and get the oil changed last. To take the spark plug out, you're going to go ahead and twist to the left, pop this piece off. You will have to pull up on the little cover here for it, and you can kind of push it off to the side. And then we will go ahead and put our 3/8 ratchet with that 13/16 special socket for this, and go ahead and start turning it to the left. I'm sure this one is going to be filthy because I don't think I have ever changed this, and I've had this for a few years and I need to get better. But in our part of Ohio, we don't get that many snowstorms, so there's sometimes I only use this for maybe an hour. Maybe an hour or two a year. That's probably a little bit high even. Oh yeah, you can see how dark and corroded and nasty that is. It even got all over my gloves. So the first thing we're going to do is take a little bit of dielectric grease, a little bit of anti-seize. I mean a little bit. You do not need much at all. And go ahead. You do want to be careful not to get it on that, just on the threads here. And I am not going for much, just a little teeny tiny bit. Have yourself some cloth or paper towels, because I'm going to wipe most of it off even. Just a little bit. Then not touching it, holding the center part, we go ahead and get a touch of dielectric grease. And again, just a little bit right here. And we're just going to kind of go around it. That will help make sure we got a good spark each and every time. You can go ahead and seat this in here, just like so. And then we will begin it by hand. I could not find a specification for how tight the spark plug should be. I normally try to include those in my videos. Could not find it for this. So if you know, I'm not going down here. I'm just going here and going to where it feels kind of tight. Go ahead and back that off. Go ahead and reach in and find your boot cover. Sometimes I just knocked it all the way down in there. It's not necessarily what I want to do. And I have big hands, so sometimes hard to find. And you're just going to slide your boot right over the end there and push down. It kind of should snap a little bit like it just did there. We are good and set on that. Go ahead and tighten that back down. This is where your oil is at. I do like to go ahead, get a part of the towel or whatever you haven't used. See what that oil looks like. Super, super black. And I could not as well find the exact amount that this thing holds. So if you know that, go ahead and put that in the comment section below. But we don't really have to know that to be able to do this. We're just going to take our time and go slow. I'm also going to clean up this area so I don't drop anything down in there. Probably should have done that first. So I had to move this inside because it's starting to get dark outside. And this is what we're going to be taking off. And so I have not done this, like I said, since I have gotten this, and I should have done it earlier. And so this is a 3/8. And because this is a squared off one, it's going to be really, really difficult to use really anything else except this, because you don't really want to strip it by any means. And so I don't believe a socket would fit on there well. And because you warmed up the engine, it should flow pretty smooth out of there. Again, that's pretty dark oil. And I am going to just kind of try to like knock all that crap off around it. Then you may have to like tip this back a little bit to get it to flow a little quicker. You'll kind of get to a point where it doesn't have anything more to drain off. And at that point, you just go ahead and continue to clean this area up. And we'll go ahead and take, I'm going to clean this up a little better too. Go ahead and spin this on by hand, finger tight to begin. Then we'll go ahead and grab that 3/8 again. Move this out of the way real quick. I'm just going to go until it is kind of hard to stop, and then get one more little kind of quarter turn on that, and that should be good. We are going to continue to watch it, but we'll come up to the top here and begin to add in our oil. So we're going to go ahead and turn this to the left, and on here should show us where we need to fill till to, and there is the oil line. So we'll go ahead and stick our funnel in. I'm going to go ahead and clean this once just to show you exactly what I'm talking about. You can see right there's full, right there is add. So the goal is to get it right in the middle there. And this is a new jug, 5 quart, so I do need to be careful how quick I'm doing this because it's probably less than a quart. And so we'll go ahead and throw some down and test very often. So go ahead and do our first test. I'm guessing it probably won't even show up on here. It did. It's just actually just a little teeny tiny bit. And you can see just the difference in color, which is exactly what we want. Let that drain for a second or two. Go ahead and put it down in, test it again, and we're almost to where we need to be. So that's working really smooth, doing it just like this, taking our time. Did spill a little bit there, that wasn't very smooth, MC. Go ahead and test this one more time. Put it down in, bring it around, and it is right to that full line. That's exactly what we want on that. Go ahead and wipe up any mess you do have. And I just did make a big mess, so throw that in your oil pan. Clean up any mess. Make sure you put your cap back on, because there's still quite a bit of oil left in that. It's not something you want to kick over. So it's hard to show you on here because it's going to have to be at an angle. But right here is the forecourt, and it is still up almost to where, so it was probably less than a quart is what this thing took. So that worked really well. So if you do need it, probably just a quart is what you'll need. But I hope this was helpful. I hope that your spark plug and your engine oil will make your yard machine 21-inch, 5.5 horsepower snowblower last many more seasons. Again, some things dictate on where you're living at. You may need a little bit thinner oil or thicker oil of the viscosity depending on where you live. But I do know the 5W30 pretty much covers everything. And if you get the synthetic, it definitely is going to cover you. So one thing I forgot to do the other day was actually fire this up to show you that it works with the new spark plug and everything else. So we'll go ahead, 1, 2, 3. Make sure the key's on run. Make sure your choke is in the right position. Go ahead and press the electric start. And it's running. So just to show you that worked. I know some people comment on videos after I do things. You didn't show us that it ran. There it is. Thank you guys so much for watching how to make your yard machine 2020 or 21-inch start back up properly with a new spark plug and changing out your oil. Hope you guys have a great day. Hopefully it's not snowing on you. It's no fun here.